So for the next example, let's do something totally different. Let me reload the WISE tool. I know that many of you are solar system astronomers or have become interested in solar system objects as a result of what we've learned from WISE. Let me show you what a solar system search looks like. Click on the solar system object. Just as for the inertial targets, you can type in a target and have it help you autocomplete. This is the source that I want. If you leave that blank, it does the whole WISE archive, and the image size is fine. I want to pick the all sky image set, and I want all 4 bands. Search. It comes back with 112 different observations of this target. The first thing to notice is it's come back with some things that are the same as the initial target search, and some things look very different. Over here it has the individual images that it has retrieved for this particular moving object search, only this time it makes more sense because they're not all stacked up right on the top of each other. You can see how they're moving across the sky. If you want to see the orbital path coverage, it provides that for you too. But over here, if you click on the individual frames, it jumps to that frame over here on the right, just as the interactivity catalogs were working before. The other thing to notice is, of course, it's showing you actual images here, not a list of images. If you'd rather return to the image list, you can go back to the inertial target view, but it's often easier to look at these things in the individual image view. Now, just as for the inertial target search, it's telling you the location of the target that you searched on by a slightly different color symbol. But the other symbols that are shown here, and they may be not too visible to those of you in the back, let's change exactly what colors are plotted. If we click on the image to select it, you can see it's outlined in orange, and I click on the layers icon, it brings up this pop-up from which I can change what color it uses. Let's change it to red. Maybe that would be a little bit more visible. Those X's that may or may not be visible to those of you in the back are the other epochs of this source that it found. So in other words, this is the target at this time, the right time for this image. But there's another image in this image set where the target appears at this location, and so on. So we can play around with the individual frames and see where the target is in these individual frames. If we want to go get the photometry that goes with it, again, click to select an image. Let's go up to the Catalogs tab. It's pre-filled the polygon search with coordinates that match the image that I just selected. Again, I don't want 2MASS, I want WISE, but instead of the All WISE database, this time I want the All Sky database. There's a very useful catalog here called the WISE All Sky Known Solar System Object Possible Association List. There's a caution that you should definitely click on and read, but in the interest of this example, let's just click on it and search. It's going to go away and come back and find all of the observations of this target in this region. It found lots of other moving targets in that region too. So let's filter this down so that it only has the Victoria observations, and there's 3 Victoria observations that it found in this catalog. So if you scroll over, you can find the measurements that it has in this region for this object. There's another way to do that too that's sort of more broad in scope and is maybe most applicable in the context of the upcoming NeoWise R release, where the individual frames are the only thing that's released. So let's click on this image again, go up to catalogs. The polygon is still okay. We want WISE All Sky again, but let's look at the All Sky single exposure source table and search. This is going to take a lot longer to search because there's a lot more objects in this region. But when it comes back, just like for the inertial target search, it's going to overlay all of the sources that it found from this frame on this frame. And then you can use the interactive nature of this tool to select the particular object for which you want the individual photometry from this frame. But as I say, it may take a little while to actually do this search. It's clearly thinking for a long time, but you get the idea. It's going to come back with a catalog tab that's going to have the interactive nature of all the rest of this tool.